All right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew. It is episode 1127 on this beautiful Wednesday evening. It is 1127 more episodes than we ever thought we'd ever do in our entire lives. But we're here, we're still holding it down, we're still getting this thing done, we're still getting passers, we're still having a great time. We're glad that you all joined us for this free. It is the bit of free. A lot of people ask us, do you do free? Yeah, we do free. It's Monday through Thursday. We do that for free. Do you give us everything? Where do you get everything for free? No, no, that's what I thought. But we give you a good amount. We give you a good amount to help you out. We give you that PMA. We give you some of that techniques. We give you enough to get you a pass notice if you're paying attention. So we're glad to have all of you here because you could have been anywhere else, but you decided to be here. And that is the point. That is the name of the game. That is how you get a pass. You got to be consistent. You got to have a routine. You got to have a system. And then you just go and put it to work. Right?
You just get a base hit, yo.
Just get a base hit and then you win the whole thing in the ninth inning. That's all I'm saying. 3,000 strikeouts. What? Anyways, my name is Andy, who's putting all these baseball terms out there that nobody cares except probably me. But you're not here for me, luckily. You're here for Brandy. She's got her Series 6, 63, 26, 65, and her Series 7, which makes her more than qualified to teach you all the things you need to know so that way you too can get a pass notice. And good evening to you too, Denise. Yeah, it is going to be a great night tonight. Tonight we are going to do some techniques on a Wednesday. Brandy's going to have some questions. I don't know if you need to know content to do it. I don't know if you're just going to be all techniques. It's going to be whatever Brandy put up there.
I think it's just techniques.
Never know.
I'm pretty sure.
Never know.
Pretty sure.
Pretty sure. Oddly enough, so we were talking to somebody today in RVP, and they were asking us in Primerica, by the way. They were asking us, what is one of the things that why certain people why do they not commit? It doesn't matter if it's us or anything. Anything to do or not. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's us or another program. Just in general.
Don't people just study?
Why don't they just study? Why don't they just get it done? It makes no sense. And especially if they've been in a business for a long time and they know how, if they know that there is a benefit to it, not just monetarily, but the greater good.
Correct.
Why isn't it happening? Why aren't they doing it? Of course, this is only a phenomenon that happens in Primerica. So if you're from another firm, you know that this doesn't exist in your firm because it's either you pass or you get fired or you get passed over. Yeah. And then you go on a waiting list, and that's just how that works.
Right.
So there is no waiting around. There's no, I'm going to try things and not do it. It's do or die.
Yeah.
It's do or die.
Yeah. If you're in that firm, most other firms do or die.
Yeah. And that's why most people in other firms, they pay upwards of thousands of dollars to get licensed on their own dollar because they can't afford not to. Right. Because the opportunity's too good. Primerica people, it's different. So if you're in another firm and you're hearing this, you can fast forward 10 seconds, 15, 20, I don't know, however long I talk, you can just go forward. But people that are in Primerica, it seems to be a struggle for them to get focused and commit to it. I don't know if it's because they don't know how good the opportunity is. I don't know if it's because they don't understand. Like, there's so much that could be gained. And I'm not talking the agent for the agent's behalf. I'm talking on the client's behalf. There's so much for them to gain. There's so much they're good they could be doing. I don't know if they see the big picture, but it was a great question and asked, what is the why? Why? What is it? Why? I said, one, they don't have a strong enough why. So if you're on here and you're just struggling with it, how good is your why of why you're doing this? Why are you doing this? What is what? And it can't be. And I know there's people on there that are like, yeah, Andy, it's because I want to get paid more. But that's not going to be a good enough reason. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's not going to be a good reason. One, no commission is guaranteed, period. So you can't bank on that ever. You're going to have to work. So nothing's guaranteed. So that's not a good enough why. I know that sounds crazy because some people really need that money, but it's not a good enough why. Why are you doing it? And when you find out what that why is and you have a good enough why and it makes you almost cry, or it should make you cry, that's when you have a good why. Why do you get up every day? Why do you push yourself? Why do you push on just doing the day to day? Why are you not willing to settle? Why do you help your community? Why do you go out and do what you think, or what is right? What is it? I can't answer that, because if I give you an answer, then it's not really your why, is it? But you have to dig deep and you have to find that. And then I would almost write it down on a piece of paper, or I would do it. And I know this sounds so old school. I know there's so many of you that know how to do great graphics, but I think this is the best method, to be honest. Either get some Post-its or go get a dry erase marker. Write on your mirror in your bathroom what it is that why are you doing what you're doing, so you can stare at it while you get ready and brush your teeth. Put it on the sliding glass door in your apartment house, wherever you're staying, so you see it when you're in your dining room, living room, as you're leaving, whatever. Put it on a post-it note if you don't want to do that. Put it somewhere where it's visible. Put them visibly everywhere. Put it on your fridge. Put it everywhere. Why am I doing this? And then have that why there. It might help you commit to this. The other thing is what Brandy did is she took a picture straight out with her phone as it was on a desk and then made that the wallpaper on her phone. Low-tech wallpaper. No graphics design needed. Take a picture with your phone of the Post-it, make that your wallpaper. Simple enough. Make notes of what you need to get done every day. Have reminders as to why you need to get this thing on every day. Talk to yourself the only way that you can talk to yourself. I don't know if you're a person that loves the abuse and you love being talked to like it was, like that really heavy-handed coach. Do it. Do it. Or maybe you don't respond well to that. Coach yourself in your reminders. Even you could do voice recordings now with your own voice and make reminders and have them go off. I'm sure there's some AI way to make reminders in a different voice. Who knows? Maybe you react well to like James Earl Jones telling you to get your study on and why you don't. And if you don't know who James Earl Jones, I'm sorry. It's the original Darth Vader. And I feel like everybody knows who that is. And Mufasa. I feel like kids on here should know that. But my point is, whatever that voice is, make it present, make it often, look at it, visualize it, look at it every single time. If you do meetings on Zoom, have it on your ring light. Have a Post-it on your ring light that says whatever it is that you need to do, why you do it, and just make that commitment to your calendar. And then just do that. If you can't do any of those 3 steps, you're going to struggle on getting this thing done. Some of you are just wired different and you're just going to take the information, knock it out in a week or 2. There is those people that do that, and you don't need all that reminders. But the mass majority of you, if you can't commit to writing it into a schedule or on your calendar and making every single one of those things happen, you're probably going to struggle on getting this done because you just can't commit to an hour or 2. And that's just beyond your scope of like figuring that out. And I don't want to be harsh, but I will be harsh. Every single one of you on here has 2 hours a day. Minimal. Maybe not all in once, but you have 2 hours a day. Some of you need to get up earlier. Some of you might need to spend a little bit later up at night. Some of you might need to like sacrifice your lunch and talking with another coworker or another person during that lunchtime and do some studying during that lunch. You're going to have to miss out on some stuff. You're going to have to sacrifice the immediate for the longer good, for the greater good, for the better. And if you're just right now, you're just emotionally racked by everything that's going on and everything that might be going on in your life or some challenge or something, you got to really hold fast on some positive mental attitude. And this is what helps me get through that stuff. and I've talked about it. I've lost my own son on here. I've talked about how I lost my son, and I don't want to bring that up all the time, but I want to have real talk about it. And I know there's some people that are going through some stuff that are really heavy like that, and it's hard to breathe. It's hard to figure out stuff, let alone to study. But you have to, and you have to put one step in front of the other, and you have to make positive moves. And because the only things that you can really control in this life is your attitude and your actions. That's it. Everything else is out of your control. And it's just hour by hour, minute by minute, and what you're going to do with it. And when you master that minute by minute and that hour by hour and just breathing and just doing something positive, it will help you get through those rough times. It will help you move through those tough decisions. It'll help you get through it. I'm not saying that it makes you into an unfeeling robot. I'm saying it helps you get through it. There's just something about putting one foot in front of the other in spite of everything. There's a great there's a great quote. There's a lot of people who say it. There's on social media and memes and everything. When adversity hits the hardest, that's when you're being prepared the most. Are you passing that test? Are you passing that test? And if you're a believer like I am, God never gives you more than you can handle. I know it seems like that's not true, but it's the truth. And at the end, it will work out. It was always the plan. You just have to stay positive. You have to get hold fast. You have to stay hold fast. You have to fill out that calendar. You have to get that why going. And if you don't have all of that stuff going with a system, it makes it difficult. We got your system. We got your PMA. We got you to go somewhere where there's a community of people that have that energy to like put into you every single day. Brandy and I put into this 7 days a week. We put together a community that never closes. It's 24 hours every holiday. You can be on that Discord. You could reach out to us. You can reach out to, I mean, literally, you can text me. You can give me a phone call. You can give me an Instagram. I have people that are students that call me or text me or just reach out because they're going with something and they just need someone to just hear them out and then give them a positive lift. I have done that. It's a community of real people talking to real people and just wanting everybody to move forward who might be stuck. And if you're just kind of stuck, get unstuck, get plugged into a community. Guys, that's what you're missing. That's what you're missing. A lot of times, a lot of things are easier when you do them as a community opposed to one person at a time, with one person working on it. What do they say on the farm? More hands, less work. Just makes it easier. So get in on that. Be part of the community. Be part of it. We have that Discord. Like I said, it never closes. You through this holiday weekend. There's a lot going on, and I know that it's a ways away for some people in their heads, but it's not. It's Friday, and then the weekend is a whole nother mess of yarn because then there's all these people who want you to come over to their pool parties. There's all these events and things with kids and all this other great stuff. You got to lock in. You got to lock in and you got to make sure that it's in there and that Discord might be the greatest thing ever. Plus, we have all those course videos, all those live exam sessions, all that great stuff there. Even if we're not on, there's a whole archive of stuff that you can go look at on Patreon. They made it easier for me to organize that homepage. Some of you might have noticed that a lot of things have changed over there on the members area. It's going to be even easier to find all the stuff that you need to have because I'm going to make sure that you guys can get those collections and get all that stuff right on the main page if you need something to look at and you need something to watch and get connected to getting this thing done. So go check out all of our stuff on that member page. Go check out all the stuff that we have to offer, all the different things that we have available for you. We have books for sale, SIE 66326. Scan the QR code, hit the links, 951-290-3077. That's that phone number. Give me a call, give me a text. We also got an email, KonaButterflyz@gmail.com, if you are so inclined. All right, we are back in action tomorrow for the live sessions. We got SIE 65. We got study hall. We got small group tutoring. There is a reminder that goes out in the morning. Make sure to pay attention. It has the schedule and access. And as always, guys, we will be changing up the members Zoom code. It won't even happen until next week. So it is still the June code. So if you're on that June code, awesome, because we're using that tomorrow. Monday, look for some new look over the weekend, and on Monday you will definitely have that new Zoom code for the month of July. So, all right, ready to get at this? I know it's a little bit of a somber tone tonight, but it's a lot going on. I know that. I recognize that. We got it. We got to lock in though. Halfway through the month, the year. Sorry. Ready? Test taking techniques on a Wednesday. All right, Brandy. Like we always say, it doesn't matter what exam these come from. It's irrelevant. Watch what Brandy does, how she breaks them down, what she observes, what she does. Do that in your own quizzes. Literally, if she does answers first, I would do that. If she's looking at all the different patterns, I would do that. If she's noticing all these things that doesn't require you to do math, I would do that. I would lock into all of that stuff and make that happen. Do that. It'll help you get that pass notice. All right. How do we get good at anything? Practice. You got to practice. That's it. Get yourself a 10-question flash quiz. We were sent, we have a studier right now trying to knock it out in like 5 days, I think. 7 days. It was like 5 7 days.
Yeah.
And went from a 47% 2 days ago to a 60% yesterday to an 88% today. Jumping up there. Do you know what the best scores were? The ones where there was no thinking.
The fast ones.
The fast ones. The fast 85 and 48 minutes. Highest score 88. Yep. What does that tell you, everybody? Thinking sometimes gets in our way. Go get yourself a flash quiz and start doing that.
Yes.
All right, let's go.
All right, guys. All right, I have a parent and a minor, 2 spouses, 3 sisters, 2 strangers. A has an and. I know what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to do techniques, back it up with content, quick content.
By the way, let's not forget that Victor was on the other night. The dude had a massive head injury. I mean, I don't want to give all in the specifics, but the dude had some massive head injury. Didn't study at all any of the content. Went in there in the techniques that he hears after his shift at work on the way home. He's been on the studying Brew, just audibly, just listening as he drives home. Took those techniques, went in and got a 64% techniques only.
Yeah.
Guys, this helps.
Yes, it does. So we've got that and A. We're pretty sure that the answer is A. And it says, which of the following may not open a joint account? You can't open a joint account with a minor. That is why that is the answer. Boom, done.
Move on.
Move on.
Do we think about it? Nah.
No. But that's what I'm saying. So tonight I'm going to prove the Monday and Tuesday with just quick content. Okay. Technique first, content second. Director of an issuer, a bank, an individual with a net worth of 750,000 or a trust account with 5 million in assets. Nothing's like, oh, but I saw numbers. So I said, all right, we've got numbers going, right? And you guys know the rule. The rule is usually if it has one answer choice with a number, that's probably it. But I was like, I don't really see any other patterns there. I'm going with the 2 of them. I went to the question and it said numerical limitations. Numerical limitations. I said, well, I don't know about you, but if I had 5 million, I don't really feel limited. But if I only had 750,000 compared to 5 million, I feel like I'm a little more limited. So I said, well, this is more limiting than that. So I clicked on C, guys, and that was the answer.
Yeah, because it's an accept.
Yeah. Now I could get into it, right? Accredited in a private placement. Remember, accredited is 1 mil in net worth.
But we're not, because that's boring.
Did you not hear
Not
what
just
I
kidding.
said today?
It's a little bit of content. Got you.
Not backed up content.
And I know there's some people who went with bank because it was different.
Yeah. But how is bank different than I guess a director is a person, human. I don't know. But anyways. All right, I got must be, maybe, must be.
C.
I said it's pretty much May. I'm going to go to this question. It says the renewal of investment advisor's contract may be approved by the majority of the shares or the board of directors. I said that sounds good to me.
It better be May.
That's right.
Yes, I did.
So yes, we're not doing one or the other. It could be either or. Either or.
Crazy. I know. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's crazy? People don't lock into this stuff.
I know. People don't get it.
They're like, oh, whatever, Andy and Brandy, with your magic tricks. I'm going to go study the content. I'm going to go read a book for 489 pages for the next 5 months and then pretend like I'm going to go study and go get it done.
And I have
Why?
a surprise at the end of this.
Why don't you just do this? Why don't you do some techniques, bro?
I agree. I have a surprise at the end of this, by the way. All right. Whoa. A lot of information, right? But I I'm normally not a typo person. I see A as a typo, but I also said that it saw the and there, and I saw the and there, and then I was kind of like, man, I was going back and forth. I was like, there's a lot really going on with this question.
You couldn't shake it.
I couldn't, but I went to the question itself, and it said, regard to social media used for communication, all the following would result in regulatory sanctions, except I saw a typo in the question. You see how there's no space right there, and I saw a typo in A, and I also saw all the ands in A. So I said, well, that's probably it. Now, here's why that's the answer. Because this says without notifying your firm, you got to notify. This says 2 years, it's got to be 3 years. This says this CEO straight up says, hey, the board of directors are happy with our numbers before it went out. So B, C, and D are bad. A wins because it has the ands, the typo to match the question.
I wouldn't rely on the typo as a real technique. Don't rely on that. It's only the typo technique only works on Kaplan. They have the worst editors ever.
They really do.
They really tip the hand when they have their typos.
Right.
But that only works on that.
Yeah, but
FINRA is much better at that. NASA is much better at that. So that is not a real thing.
No, but it was fun tonight.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I have grant concessions to non-members. They may grant concessions to public customers. Concessions and discounts are never permitted, which we know is usually not true.
And we have 2 ands, so that doesn't really work.
And it says they must deal with non-members and the public the same, and it doesn't have the not true in there. And so I was like, I'm pretty sure the answer is D, because yes, they both have and, right?
Well, I see D has a must.
But C has a must. Right. Oh, wait. Sorry. You're right. It does have a must. But I thought non-member and the public on the same terms. I thought that sounds
negatives make a positive.
I thought that sounds common sense.
Yes, it does make common sense.
Right. And then it says the following is permitted. I'm just going to say that non-members and the public are the same. And it says and it doesn't say not true. That's it. Oh, wait, I have more. I got managing the fund, approving changes in investment policies, executing trades in the fund's portfolios, holding cash and securities, and performing related clerical. I was like, man, we're on a roll with these ands. I looked at the question, right? And it says the custodian. I know the custodian holds. Boom, done.
We made it happen.
One more? Nope, that was it.
Magic.
Look, guys, I know Monday you're like, like Monday when we do the Kona catchphrase, you're like, that can't happen. And then on Tuesdays when we do it, you're like, that can't happen. Today we did techniques backed up with content, and y'all just took a series 26 quiz and y'all didn't even know.
Because the exam is irrelevant.
And the techniques work.
The exam's irrelevant. The techniques are relevant. That's it. Focus on the techniques, focus on the keywords, focus on what we just showed you, that strategy. Don't lose your common sense. And most importantly, don't lose that why. Figure out what that why is, make that schedule happen. Be committed. Don't be fake committed. Don't be Instagram committed. Don't be the person who goes on every Monday and says, I'm going to recommit. Treat this commitment like you would treat a serious relationship. How happy would that relationship be if every Monday you have to recommit after the weekend? That's not a good look. That's not a good look. Had a rough weekend. We're going to recommit on Monday. Guys, your relationship with yourself, treat it better. be more committed to that. You can do this. You can get this thing done. We'll have live sessions happening for members tomorrow. We'll be back for the Studying Brew. Same bat time, same bat channel. We will be doing some content. We will be doing some techniques. We will be doing something for every exam tomorrow night. So be here or you're going to miss out.
Or be square.
You'll be square, according to Brandy. All right. Good enough. Stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friends' face. That's all I know. Keep the positive mental attitude. PMA, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you all so much for being on. I so super appreciate you guys. Please practice these techniques in your quizzes. We will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great one.